Hi everybody, I'm Kirsty Meekin from Naio Nails. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do digitatum.
I love it when you do your own beep and then I don't have to put the beep in.
Hi everybody, I'm Kirsty Meekin from Naio Nails. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do a granite effect on a nail. We're going to use acrylic and a little bit of paint, and we're going to make it nice and cheerful, a nice spring colour. So I've already prepped this nail, I've pushed back the cuticles, I've removed the surface shine. So I'm going to go straight in with my sculpting form. I'm going to sculpt this out into a ballerina shaped nail, or you might want to call it a tapered square.
Oh, I've never heard that one before.
It's definitely not a coffin.
It's not a coffin.
It's not a coffin.
I haven't heard tapered square before.
Tapered square?
I learn something new every day.
Oh, every day. Every day. Now as I put this on, I've got a little gap here, and that's because the nail's quite flat here. The curve doesn't match Andrea's natural nail. So I've got, it's only a little gap, but it's a gap nevertheless. It's going to weaken the structure of the nail. So I'm going to show you a different way of making that fit. So we can cut out, I'll show you two different ways. We can cut out these corners, and what it'll do is it'll make the smile line a lot flatter. So
is that the same as if you put like a tab on the back?
Tell you what, you're rushing ahead. That's the second thing I'm going to show. God, give me chance, man. You know too much. Getting cocky now, you are.
Yeah, he knows too much now.
He's getting cocky. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that next. Oh. Right, so you can see that that fits a lot better. Yeah? So that's one way of doing it. I'm just going to pop that there. The other way is to get the tab. Use the straight side of the tab. Make sure you've got the sticky side pointing up. And we're going to make this flat. So we've made this curve here, made it flat now. So let's see how this fits. So you can see that that fits better. We've sort of filled in the gap with the tab. That makes sense? Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to put on this one.
Why?
I knew he was going to ask me that. Because I am.
That's
know.
Good enough for me.
Don't even know. Just like it. Not sure that we've done a nail on the form when we've cut it this way. Can't remember. Done that many videos. I've not got a clue.
We haven't, because I've never seen you do that.
Ah, see? See?
Two new things I've learned today.
Tell
Tapered
you
square
what.
and cutting that.
Tell you what. You will be a fantastic nail technician, you know. I'm going to dehydrate. That's going to take the moisture out the nail. It's going to take any oil off the nail. I'm going to prime. I'm going to go over once. And twice, because I'm going to use medium speed. Medium speed sets up a little bit quicker than max adhesion, because max adhesion has a primer in the actual liquid itself. That's why it sets up a little bit slower. Didn't know that, did you?
I did.
Oh, medium speed is clear. So now we're going to use blank slate. Blank slate is perfect for building a base layer. So all I'm going to do is make a connection between the sculpting form and the natural nail. And this is going to give us a nice base. And because blank slate is like a milky colour, you can see it. Whereas if you do this with clear, you can't see it as much. However, in previous videos, I have done it in clear. Don't start shouting at the screen going, I have done it in clear before. That's because I didn't have blank slate and my world just got better.
I like it as well because I can see it.
Ah, see, great for filming, tell you what. So you can see how it's slightly milky. I've just built out a little bit of a shape. I'm going to put a tiny bit more here. Very thin. I can't tell you enough times how thin this needs to be. It needs to be thin. Thin, thin, thin to win. Right, so we're going to be using Soft Pastel Blue, Metallic Green, and Bermuda Bay. A little bit of white. I will cap in clear, but I don't need to get that out just yet. So these are the acrylic colours, but then we will be using some glitter. This is a new glitter that we have. It doesn't have a name, it has a code. There are that many glitters that we have to have codes now, because there are not enough names in the world to name them.
Jeff.
Jeff.
I bet there's not a glitter called Jeff.
So this is Mylar. It's quite a chunky Mylar, and that is the good thing about this Mylar, because I want some nice big ass pieces. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use these colours to create the base colour. Now you still want these nice and thin. There is no real sort of reasoning behind where I'm placing them. All I'm going to do is make sure it flows down the nail. So I'm not going to create any horizontal lines. It's going to flow down the nail and it's going to sort of blend into each other. So it's not really marbling, it's blending. Blendy, 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 blendy. Nice and thin. Let's add a bit of this green. So pigmented this green is, you need the tiniest amount. This is one of those designs that can be a little bit messy. It adds to the effect. I'm pressing that. I want to get rid of any harsh lines. Now with clear, I'm going to add some of the Mylar pieces. So you want to press that down so it sits really flush to the acrylic. Just using that clear as an adhesive. So quite wet. That bit there I'm going to cut off. See? How it's folded. And I feel like I want a little bit here as well. Because when you look at granite, you have these like shards of sparkle. And that's what we're creating. I'm going to encapsulate with clear now. This is going to give the nail structure. It's going to protect the colours that are in there. And it's also going to encase those shards of Mylar. I'm going to start to pinch this now. You can see how it's gone matte. Product's gone matte. I'm pressing it, I can feel a little bit of bounce. So now I can pop that pinching tool on.
How long should you leave the pinching tool on for?
Well, if I was doing a full set nail by nail by nail like this, what I would do is I'd be doing this nail. And by the time I'd applied all the product to that nail, I could then take this pinching tool off and pop it onto that one. So just as long as it takes you to do the next nail. You can't leave it on for too long.
Well, it'll harden up anyway, so yeah. it has no effect after a certain amount of time.
Yeah. So you're best just leaving it on till it's fully set. Once that's set, we can take the sculpting form off. Then I'm going to file this nail into shape. I'm going to do the side walls first. And then I'm going to go around the cuticle area. Then I can contour once I've done that free edge. Going to wipe over with pure acetone. Now we're going to create some detail, and I'm going to use the Polycolour Paints. I've got Zinc White. I'm going to use the backing paper from a Sculpting Form that I have left over. It was going to go in the bin, so I might as well use it. And then I've got Violet, which is a really dark purple. Now you could use black, but I want to add a little bit of colour. A little bit of water into the white to make it really flow. It's not too wet, we're not making a wash. And what I'm going to do is draw some little veins that you get in the granite. And we're going to go around those shards of Mylar. We're giving them a frame. So when you do it, you're going to go round, and obviously they won't be the perfect shape. So you look at this one and it's kind of like a triangle. That's it, you can see it there, yeah. It's like a triangle, as is that one. But we don't just want to go round like if I draw it round like that. We don't want to do that. We want to give it some softer edges. You can even sneak into it like that. And we don't want this sharp edge here either. We're going to make it flow. So we're going to add a vine there. And then this vine is going to come here. And we've still got this edge, haven't we? So I'm going to break it up. Some soft lines. I'm going to go around this big piece here. So you can see how we framed those. Just going to add another little vine here. Then with the purple, add a little bit of water again. So you can see how dark that is. We're going to add a little bit of depth to some of the corners.
So When you were deciding on where your shadows lie,
Yeah.
do you imagine it for who's looking at it? Because it all has to sort of go the same way, doesn't it?
Yeah. Because
Right.
all I'm doing is adding shadow in one area, one side. So I would imagine the light's coming from this side and we're going to add shadow to this side. And all this is, all it does really is adds depth. And that's all, that's the only thing it's there for. It adds a little bit of colour, obviously. It's going to add depth to the design. Because when you look at granite, you've got that sort of slight layer. And you get depth, and that's what we want. Reminds me of an alien slightly, I don't know why. Got a top coat with the Urban Grafitti Top Coat. This will seal in the paint. Make sure you cap this edge. Pop that in the lamp. That's so cool. This is one of them choo 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 nails. Not like a choo choo, like a train, like a laser beam. Choo choo. Choo 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 choo. I love it.
Yeah, I do love that myself.
A granite nail, but it's very spring. The colour is. Maybe I bet they don't even do a granite that colour.
That's more spring than outside, is it, at the moment?
Oh, definitely. It's definitely not spring outside at the minute. Definitely not. There you are, guys. I hope you've enjoyed that video. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram. All the products that we've used today will be listed below, as always. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, because you keep us going. You give us life itself. So please subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.